What's going on, guys? It's JAMODO here, and today I'm joined again on the YouTube channel by FUTWIZ pro player, FUTWIZ Dylan. Dylan, how are we doing?
Very well, thank you. Very well, thank you. How about yourself?
Good, good. I'm excited for today's video because I think a lot of people watching may or may not know that set pieces are probably back this year. We're going to focus on set pieces in today's video, corners and free kicks. What do you think about set pieces on FIFA 23, especially compared to the last FIFA?
See, I'm actually a really big fan of set pieces this year, I would say. Obviously, previous years, like a lot of the time, for example, quarters and stuff, people would be bringing out their goalkeepers. You wouldn't be able to shoot directly off free kicks. So I'm a big fan of the changes this year.
Well, me personally as well, like, I think in the last couple years specifically, since probably FIFA 19, I've always played it short from a corner, short from a free kick, because direct corners weren't good anymore, and direct free kicks weren't really that good when people put a player in the line or moving their keeper. But I think that's changed this year, and Dylan's going to show us how it's changed and how we can score them.
So as we alluded to before, free kicks this year, you can finally score them consistently, directly. As we go through this one here now. So in this clip, I've decided to do a Trovella with De Bruyne, as you can see, outside of the foot, curled shot, normal circle, bang, top corner. Obviously, this year, Trovella's normal shots, they're incredibly overpowered. And that, in my opinion, has translated really well into normal free kicks as well. I think they're probably the easiest way of scoring free kicks.
Trovella's using L2 right on PS5.
For free kicks, you don't need to be holding L2 at all. You just need to adjust the spin.
Okay, so for free kicks, all we need to do is adjust the spin so it shows it's a Trovella shot, but obviously with a normal shot, you do need to trigger it. Nice, good start.
Okay, so now for a different style of free kick. Obviously, you can see here I'm 31 meters out. This is not a shooting position. If we shoot, it's most likely going to be saved even if it's on target. So what I end up doing in this scenario is I do a bit of a chipped ball in behind here with De Bruyne. Now I play lock, I switch to Ginola and knock down into the middle by pressing X for the pass, and Mbappe puts home an easy finish.
So in this position, you're obviously, when you say chip, did you press anything specifically to chip, or is that just the way that the ball's floated?
No, as you can see here, based off the initial position with the spin, I've moved it down a bit so that I'm kind of hitting the ball from underneath. Yeah, with the right stick.
So right stick, moving it, down.
Yeah, so that the ball that I whip in it's a bit more lofted than just, the regular whip in. So that helps, hang the ball in a bit more for Ginola to get up and win the header.
And then in that position, obviously, you're looking to chip it in and, like you said, play locking to your probably tallest player, the player that can win that header the most. In your position, that's Ginola. In my position, it might be someone else, but then you can score a nice knockdown as well. It's good. Moving on to the corners now, and if you haven't been watching the EA Sports Masters Cups, then you wouldn't have seen that most of the teams are scoring a lot of goals from direct corners. They're back, you can whip in a ball and score a header again, and they do it exactly the way that Dylan's about to show us. Dylan, take it away.
Thank you, Jamie. So yes.
No worries, mate.
So yeah, as we can go through now, this is probably one of the easiest ways to score corners this year. I would say on this game currently, with how corners are pretty much the same as penalties if you use this technique.
Yeah, agreed.
So what we do here is I put the spin inside foot curled. Now what I want to do is aim pretty much for the penalty spot or just a little bit inside. And I'll switch the player that I want to be controlling by pressing L1. As you can see, it's Lucio here. So one of my bigger players who can win the header. End up putting full power on that, dragging Lucio into the middle. You don't need to put much power on the shot. He just thumps it home, and it's pretty much undefendable at this point.
So going back to the start quickly, when we're over the ball and it's the spin, just, for people like me, Dylan, non-pros. So in this position, I'm using my right stick to move obviously the cursor over to the left side, right? As you can see that, a little red dot. I'm using my right stick to move the cursor to that left side of the ball. Correct, the left side of that circle. And that's going to give me the curled.
Yeah, exactly. So if you move that reticle to the far left, it'll just pretty much put more spin on it. So the further out that you move it, the more spin you generate. Just makes it more difficult. And then
obviously with the little arrow there, you're trying to aim not exactly at your player, but like Dylan mentioned, then you're going to want to, in this position, step one, you've obviously right stick, moved it to the left of the circle. Step two, you're going to toggle your player in the box with L1 on PlayStation. And once you've toggled them, that means you have control of them. After that, you're going to whip the ball. Is there any like range of power you would suggest? Just full power?
Yeah, typically full power. It is important to note though, if you don't put the spin low enough, so like if you're getting
Okay.
under the ball a bit too much, if you
Yeah.
overpower the corner, a lot of the time you're just going to kick it out for a throw in on the other
Okay.
side. So you want to
So you
make
need
sure
to
it's
get it-
either on inside foot low or at the point where it switches between curled and low.
Okay. These are important things to note, guys. And obviously, if you need to come back to this and watch it again, it's all good things to note down. But we just want to make sure you get it all together and then you're getting those goals from the corners.
Okay, so obviously now we've gone through how to take corners by crossing it in. But this time, we're going to bring everything together that you've been taught in this video. So, as you can tell, those corners that you cross in are very difficult to defend. And that'll mean your opponent will probably want to try move the keeper out to stop it. Now, this is
Especially the weaker league, Dylan. Everyone does it. I've been playing the weaker league. Everyone's moving their keeper out. Especially if you've scored one, they're going to try and stop the next one if you've already scored one, right?
Exactly. But this is where FIFA 23 is different because you can finally score directly from corners. So now, as we go through this example here,
I'm not going to lie, sorry, but I've actually conceded one of these, but I don't know how to score it myself. So I'm looking forward to this.
I've
How
got
did
you
that guy
covered.
do it?
Okay,
All right.
so it's going to be very similar to the previous two corners that I've shown you. What you're going to want to do though, when it comes to aiming, you're going to want to aim for kind of like that middle spot in the 6-yard box. So between the byline and the edge of the 6-yard box, if you can aim for the middle, as you can see here, that's kind of where you want to put it. Now, similar
And
to
this is once again inside foot low with the right stick going to that side, getting the inside foot low at the bottom, right?
exactly. So similar to the previous two corners, you're going to want to
Yep.
put it as
The
far.
way we scored the headers. Yep.
Exactly. You want to put it as far as you can so you get as much spin as possible on the corner. Inside foot low, that'll make sure the ball doesn't go over the bar or too far. And then what you're going to want to do is put full power on it once again. Now, in this example, as you can see, I've pressed L1 to switch to Lucio to try bait the keep movement a bit because this guy wasn't really moving the keeper.
Mm-hmm.
But if your opponent moves the keeper before this point, you can just ignore the part where you switch to the second player.
Yeah. So if you haven't even moved to Lucio and your opponent's keeper's already way out and there's a free shot on goal, then just go for it. But if they're just staying in the middle, you could, like you've done, bait them out as we've told you to do so with the L1. You move your center back, and then it's just a full power cross, and then it's in.
Exactly. Very easy to do.
I think, like, obviously in this situation, Dylan, shooting direct, it's not, I guess, from a pro level or something that you're going to do 100% of the time, but it's still important to have in your locker. Like we've mentioned this FIFA with set pieces, whether it is free kicks or corners, the more variations that you have, if you just have one way to score either of them, you might score one if you're lucky against your opponent. But if you miss one, or even if you score one, they're going to find it out. So like having different variations, in an ideal world, you score a header from a direct corner, your opponent moves their keeper out to try and block the next one, and you score direct.
Exactly. You've
be
nailed
nice.
you've nailed it there. It's all about variation. You become unpredictable at this point. If you put these all into your game, your opponent's not going to have a clue what you're doing.
Okay, so there we go, everyone. I hope this video has informed you and helped you find different ways to score goals from set pieces on FIFA 23. I'm not going to lie, to be totally honest, I've definitely learned a few things from this video because I didn't know how to do them. The last couple of FIFAs I've been stuck doing short corners, and especially with the new techniques like inside the foot curl and inside the foot low, things like this, Travellas from free kicks, there are different variations to score goals from set pieces. So Dylan, thank you once again for joining us. Is there any last
Honestly,
words?
like if you don't put this in your game, you're kind of giving away free goals. So get onto it, learn it.
Mm-hmm. And you're missing out on goals. So yeah, if you have enjoyed the video, a like would be much appreciated. Comment down below what you want to see next, maybe what you liked from this video, what you think we could change for the future. And of course, do not forget to subscribe if you want to see more informative videos like this. And we'll see you in the next one.
Nice.
Easy.